Berlin by night. No, it's not a party. It's the opening of a department store in the middle of an economic crisis. One-off bargains at the stroke of midnight promise the advertisements.
First, I'll get a DVD player. I just got married and need a big plasma screen.
We'll see what I buy. Maybe a new flat screen for my computer.
There's still enough people with enough money around, I think.
And the figures seem to prove her right. They surprise even the experts. Germans haven't cut down on their spending. The crisis doesn't seem to impress them. Things look a little different at the Opel factory in Bochum. Social Democrat parliamentarian Axel Schäfer is on his way to a crisis management meeting. Bochum is in his election district. The German car maker belongs to General Motors, and GM's troubles are affecting Opel. Axel Schäfer has been in constant contact with the Works Council. He's greeted by one of its members, Klaus Hemmerling. They are united in the struggle for the future of Opel in Bochum. The company hopes for government subsidies. More than 6,000 Opel workers are worried about their jobs.
Everything is collapsing at the moment, and that's what makes people afraid. They're afraid of losing their homes. Children ask their fathers what will happen if they lose their jobs. The fathers see the overall economic situation. Their wives are afraid. It's difficult. If the jobs here are lost, then there's no future, I'd say.
The SPD politician is aware of the situation the people in his electorate are in. For him too, a lot depends on the government assistance still under negotiation. He wants to encourage the Opel employees.
I've been involved in the political struggle and unions for 40 years. That toughens you. I have experience and I don't have to start from scratch. When it's stormy outside, I can weather it.
These are frightening times for the people working here, especially because the economy in the Ruhr Valley region is weak. Axel Schäfer is lobbying on Bochum's behalf in the Bundestag in Berlin. It's important to find agreement with the other parliamentarians, whatever party they are in. Many have Opel plants in their election districts and are under the same pressure to save jobs.
You have to deal with such a crisis honestly, and honesty means that we delegates in the government don't know everything either. We can't foresee everything that is going to happen.
The globalisation opponents from ATTAC in Cologne all agree that the crisis was caused by the banks. They arrive in Frankfurt for a demonstration by the busload. Thomas Pfaff and his associates vent their anger.
We just want to say that this crisis, which wasn't caused by us but by the financial world and business, that we aren't going to pay for it. And that society's wealth should be redistributed to those who produced it, the broad masses of the people.
But the hoped-for broad masses haven't turned out for the demonstration.
We need action, not demonstrations.
What they're doing is pretty stupid.
With slogans like, "We will not pay for your greed," the crisis gives the leftist demonstrators the boost they've always wanted. Their critique of capitalism is now being echoed even in the political middle ground.
It's really close to home. It's starting to get to people.
But the protest doesn't catch on in Frankfurt. Most passers-by don't feel affected by the crisis.
Not me. You?
Not me.
There are stories friends and acquaintances tell, and of course, the media plays a big role. They're always trying to scare you. But I don't feel it so much in my personal surroundings.
The spectre of communism is haunting Frankfurt, but it hasn't shaken the bank towers. Entrepreneur Knut Löschke from Leipzig in eastern Germany says that's a good thing. Before German reunification, he was a committed socialist, but then he turned into an equally committed adherent of the market economy. The IT entrepreneur has come a long way and doesn't want to go back to a state-run economy.
Okay.
Many politicians want to try what East Germany showed cannot function. It's déjà vu. And I think people, if you would ask us, we can tell you what will happen in a few years if you go down this road.
The Leipzig entrepreneur criticizes the fact that the state is spending billions for banks and stimulus programs, almost like in socialism. But he's the exception among Eastern Germans. Many there see problems in both socialism and capitalism.
I don't think either functions correctly. There must be something in the middle. Socialism didn't succeed, but capitalism didn't either.
If you have a job, you're well situated. After all, some prices are falling. But in 2 or 3 years, I'm sure it will get harder. But I think the way Germany is set up, it will survive.
In Leipzig and all over Germany, people seem to be saying, wait and see, just don't panic.